Hello and welcome to episode 9. Is it 9 or
10.
are we on 10 yet?
10.
10?
Episode 9.5.
9 3/4 of Sunday driving.
Off yours.
We have a second turntable pit now.
Yep.
That doesn't have a turntable in it.
Wait, why?
Because I'm gonna actually, over the period of like, I don't know how many episodes, but actually like build up a thing there. Like build some sort of infrastructure.
So,
Okay, let's see if I can get Andy out of here because I stupidly decided to attach this, and now the grade is awful. So, I've got Andy with DODV starting out in Andy's hideaway. And DODV
Let's get this junk moving.
DODV is just a reefer train, so...
shovel you!
Oh, actually, I'm in scrub mode. Hold on. There we go.
So, Level.
Yes.
Some ideas off of you. For those who none of you guys will know, in the audience, I have had a plan. I'm one of the Railworks players in the group, and I've had an idea for quite some time of actually building the Cluedo consolidation by a smoke box in real life, like building a model of the cab and having it function. Like,
Correct yourself there.
I'm Scoop. I use grammar.
Did you just say I am Scoop?
Yes.
Yes,
No.
I am Scoop.
I'm just gonna be a Nazi about it to you because you actually work on Steam Edge. You said you're gonna build a replica of the cab in the smoke box.
Well, no, the guy who produced this, his name is Smokebox.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay.
What scale?
I'm not just going to...
What do you mean we're
I
scale?
was like, do you mean backhead?
As in model, do you say like...
The manifold.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I'm looking to build. But at any rate, I want to bounce some ideas, because I want to have two ways of firing it. One, like the rate of stoking with like a little button or something underneath the window that I can do it by myself. You can actually possibly second person to shovel in the coal. It's not going to actually be coal, it might just be rocks.
In Railworks.
Well, it's going to be in
Your
real
mic is cutting a bit. Is the call just dying, or is that just me?
He sounds fine to me, I think.
Sounds semi-fine to me.
It's good to me.
One of the biggest problems that I can see with this manual firing is, okay, I'll most likely have a VR headset that I won't actually have pages and stuff like that I can just look and see, on the VR headset. It'd be a lot easier. But for the manual firing, one, I'm not going to buy another thing, and it might be a little bit easier not to have the cord hanging off the back of your head.
Well, the thing about firing in Railworks is even if it is a coal-fired engine, it is, with all computer games, it's essentially an oil-fired engine. As the biggest...
Kind of, yeah.
One of the most unique things about coal firing is you have to work on, the placement of everything, and it's not about the fire mass as much as it is the placement. Oil fire, it is much more, you don't have a set mass because it's immediately burning off, but you're not choosing where the oil's going. It's like a computer game in that you're just metering how much you have.
Forget to get rid of this buffer.
That is is not.
You're about to wreck.
We simulate. And the pull and the injectors, because it has a lifting. I think Nathan's lifting injectors, the engine has.
Okay. Well, finding a pair of old injectors shouldn't be too hard.
No, but
there are probably about 10 of them sitting in the scrap pile that we saw next to the engine shop at Strasburg.
Yeah, but
we probably have about 30 of them.
Giant pile.
Here's what I'd like to do. Is, as I said, if I'm going to have a manual firing system, although it's not going to be like an actual firing system, it's like a shelf little door. You can literally just sit there and just push it forward, and that's it.
Again, I'd almost not advocate for having a coal-fired backhead. I'd say just put in like a mock atomizer.
Well, I mean, I could do the FEF and have the atomizer, but I like the consolidation a lot more.
Well, I get that, but just adapt it a little bit.
Yeah.
But as I said, what I'm going to do is have it that I can have one player and two. One player, and I'm going to have like two buttons or something like this just for stoking, just how the game works. This is the rate of stoking that I can just do it myself and stuff like that. And then have the engineer objections run like in the game.
Have I got no light?
I'm going to have a working water glass, and steam gauge, and fire doors.
Okay.
How are you
Well,
planning? How are you planning to relate data between the actual backhead and the game?
Well,
that's my thing. Is can you get some sort of GUI or something to talk to Railworks and get it? Because if you can relate completion of a circuit through a manual button to a command in Railworks, you're set.
yes, and the best thing about this locomotive is that everything except for the hydrostatic is mapped to the keyboard.
They have hydrostatics that work in Railworks?
Well, this one engine has it. Like, if you don't turn it on and the oil cups and the oil drops do not rise, you will end the game because of your lack of lubrication. Like, it will legitimately end the game. And the same thing happens if you don't air out.
I need to play Failworks.
Fail one.
It's
Yeah.
The disappointing thing about Railworks is if you do the littlest thing, it's like session ended.
Yeah, fatal blowback.
Session ended, you fucked up.
Fatal blowback on an oil-fired engine. What?
They don't have that.
Oh god.
They don't.
Oh god, Andy,
fatal
that's a
blowback
treat.
on an oil-fired
Andy.
engine isn't called fatal blowback. It's called you get a backdraft and the fire goes
Done.
out. It's
Yep.
called you don't. And the fire's out. You're like, oh crap, what do we do now? Here, throw a match. Yep, and it's back. We're good.
That or even just light off the bricks if you can do it.
But,
It's not good for it, but
anyway, it's actually the model is very, very good and simulates the actual running locomotive very, very well.
Okay, well here's what I would recommend. Go and find the difficulty is variable input stuff like the throttle and the Johnson.
well, I've built a cab simulator before, but for Run 8. So what I use for that, look up Arduino Leonardo. It works as a keyboard that you can program, and you have all your pinouts and stuff. But the problem with it is that's all great, but when you try to bring something back into the cab, like an injector, or you're not an injector, like a sight glass, you have to actually figure out a way to display in that, you know.
Here's what I was thinking for the actual live injector. Like, I mean, obviously, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have all the control and all the computer stuff mounted in the manifold. Because a lot of them have, obviously on there. And a lot of people that have everything in one centralized. Everything.
Okay, question.
All the wires, inject, all go there, dynamo, etc.
Question.
Yes,
Exactly where do you plan to get the money for all this?
I have no clue.
Where do you plan to put this?
That I have no clue either.
Oh. Well,
He
that's
said store in his backyard, I'm pretty
It's
sure.
built for at least 2018, maybe even 2020.
Okay.
And
Well,
So
now.
it's a race between approximately, it's like what'll be done first? Chris's cab simulator or 3713?
3713 will probably be done before I'm done.
Yeah.
with my El Camino.
Oh yeah, or your El Camino. Or Nelly.
Milky's El Camino. Or Nelly.
Let me finish this.
the 1361.
Oh god.
1360.
What'll happen first? 1361 or all of our funerals?
I think 4014 will happen before that.
Well,
4014
yeah,
will happen
4014 actually
before
has people with money
1361.
behind it. 4014 is a standout here.
Well, can I make a comment here on the 1361?
What?
What?
I was there 2 weeks ago. They actually have everything bagged and tagged. Really, once they get the sheet, done, it's good to go back together.
Everything is in one place now, and that's all I can say right now because it's live. I know more about this 1361 than I can say because we are live on.
Point is, I was going through the shops there that they have, and there's stuff there that isn't complete, and they're still working on the shops a little bit. Once that's done, I could see them doing more. I didn't stand there and talk with them, but the facility that they have there is geared to the operation of that engine.
Not wrong.
Well, at any rate, besides, let me get back to my thinking. What I'd like to do with the injector is I have to have a working site for that. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it regular style steam gauge unless I do a digital gauge. That
Do a digital gauge. Do the same with the water glass. Have
Well,
you know?
Put LCD or LEDs behind that.
Yeah, get a sight glass, and then in the glass itself put a little, a strip of LEDs or something.
That's what I said.
here's what I'm gonna do for the water.
Or
glass.
use actual water.
Because
I
No.
don't know.
I hate this. You start with a full boiler, which makes no sense at all.
I mean,
I'm sorry, you don't start with a full boiler and 200 pounds of pressure. No.
depends when your start is, but
Yeah. Well, no. The game.
Well, guys, we've just hydroed the boiler. Now we're just gonna immediately dump a fire in it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Okay.
I do not really like that function, but it's all well. So what I'd like to do is have the fire inside injector be the only one that does, because I do most likely be wearing a VR. When you inside, I'm gonna have the water, but there's actually only one water glass. Because I don't know why, but the water glass then
This one's 60.
water glass and behind it is inside the quote-unquote boiler. I'm gonna put a tank that is just about the size of the water glass. Now, I'm not the size, the height of the water glass. 5-gallon tank or whatever it is. I'm gonna refer to that from now on as the boiler tank. And have that come down and fill up just how the normal water glass is. Just fine. Have that. An auxiliary tank is kind of acting as a tank. When you turn on the steam does nothing, it just turns on in the game. Turn the water on and inject start like an aquarium pump or something inside of it that draws water from the aux tank. Pump. You pull the hammer back on the injector or the turret or whatever it is. And it'll open up a valve, something right above the pump, and it'll pump the water from the aux tank into the boiler tank. And that's called the water. I'd actually have mechanical.
no, but really, you don't want to play with real water.
Well, no, but now hear me out. I know that's not really the greatest thing to play with. Okay, so now the biggest thing is, I'm not burning off water in the atmosphere. So I'm not doing that. How do I get the water out of that boiler tank into the aux tank and then it comes out the tank? That's emptying the water glass into the tank. Like the way the water works, 1.00 boiler is full. 0.75 is what it's like. I have to figure out what 0.001 of the tank is. And how long it takes that amount of water to empty out of the tank. And every time it lowers the tank, I have to allow the release a valve open inside there that releases just turns on for that amount of time. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah.
I'd still go with the electricity.
Do you want the sugar coated or the honest opinion?
Honest opinion.
Okay, I think you're out of your right mind and have no idea the sort of implications that goes along with that.
You're probably 100% correct.
I hate to be the cynical one, but that's sort of what I
Kinda
do at
your
this
job
point. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to help this, but it just seems like that'll overcomplicate things.
Incredibly so.
Oh, whatever possibly could. I mean, I still would like. I mean, I feel that would actually possibly be easier to work with than having some kind of electronic gauge for water.
Well,
So I mean, I
every
can
night-
easily get.
I'll tell you straight up right now, no, it will not be easier.
It would be easier to build a live steam engine.
Pretty much, yeah.
easier to build a real steam engine, like full size.
If you had the Bridgeport and all that, it'd probably cost the same amount too.
Oh, I think it's going to be a fair bit cheap.
We're over the summit now. We're heading down
Yeah.
You can't
on this very gray area.
You can't make it over.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
turn
I
on
know
So
the
you-
fan.
Why is the grid blue?
Blame Eric.
Oh god, what the hell did you guys add me to?
Eric, go jump in the well.
Whoops.
Hello, children.
Oh, that wasn't creepy at all, now was it?
I'm gonna try and not let us run away too hard here.
Too hard.
Too hard.
Too hot.
Hot damn.
Too hard.
Whoa. You mean like
You
hardened
get
steel?
Yeah.
Hard like Stalinium.
Oh dear.
Hard
Stellinium isn't. Stellinium actually isn't that hard. Stellinium is like Jello crossed with tungsten. Something impacts stellinium, it doesn't like just bounce off of it. The stellinium like almost catches it, turns it around, and shoots it back.
It shoots it back. Oh my.
It's actually incredibly malleable.
It's made out of flubber.
It's flubber!
It's flubber!
When you fire a bullet at
It's like-
Selenium
what is it?
plane,
It's-
Selenium
it's
plane
flying
fire a
rubber.
bullet at you.
It's flubber!
It's flubber! That's actually one
It's
of my favorite.
Blubber.
That's actually one of my favorite drum lines.
I like Dead Poet Society.
I could have made this.
Is that that's the one with "Oh Captain, My Captain"?
Yes.
Oh,
What was
that.
the other really good Robin Williams movie?
like all of them?
Jumanji.
Mrs. Doubtfire is my favorite Robin
Oh my
Williams
god.
movie of all time.
This is
I'm pretty sure my stepmom.
I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Jumanji's good too. I like that one. Yes, and that's another one.
Jumanji scared the living hell out of me when I was a kid.
I was gonna say, I always thought Jumanji was a little bit out there for me.
Out there.
There's a
Never saw
world
it.
outside of Yonkers.
How about Aladdin?
God.
Aladdinville? What?
Full of shine and full of sparkle. Way out
Full
there.
of shine.
The only song, the only is it
10,000
weird? Well, I guess-
years.
I was gonna say if it was weird, but that's probably like Wally was probably the only reason why I know that song.
That's the only reason anyone knows that song.
Can anyone name what it's from originally, though?
Out
I think
there?
it's from oh, I wanted to say Hello Dolly, but no.
What are we talking about?
We're gonna get decapitated!
Oh, thud.
no! Ow.
Oh,
Find your head.
well,
Mine's the
that's better.
Carlton!
we got down. I could have just switched camera views. It would have worked.
It
yeah.
also wasn't Singing in the Rain either, right?
No.
It was
I
not.
know it was from like an old musical or whatever.
Yeah.
Full of shine and full of sparkle.
Oh, I need to make sure all the points are set up ahead. 'Cause I might
I wanna-
miss.
Hold on, I want to look at it.
Listen, Barnaby. You had it the first time. It is Hello Dolly.
Oh, it was Hello
is it?
Dolly. Okay. Yeah, where they freaking painted 1223 up to look like a freaking New York Central engine.
It wasn't even. It
Looking
wasn't even like
straight.
that. It was like scary. I sent that to Shelby and she was like, I don't see what's wrong with it. And I was like, Urgh.
They did also when they converted over the Hello Dolly car to the Strasburg colors and everything. They modded the heck out.
Yeah, that was not historically accurate.
By the way,
At all.
Strasburg is
That's what
getting
you
their
complain
first.
about not being hysterically accurate at Strasburg, not, the coach full of arcade machines.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
actually,
got to see
like
that while I was
idea.
there. That was
that
pretty
idea
great.
is pretty cool.
I didn't say I disliked it. It's just not hysterical.
No.
Oh, it's totally.
Well, it
Well,
is
it is pretty
hysterical.
hysterical, but it's not that hysterical.
Why is there a pile of barrels on the tracks?
Because I had set this up. The only reason I ever worked on this area is to set up the Promontory Point-esque meetup for Mark and Hebert for the first episode of season 2. TBA actually did all this area here, but he sent the route off to get worked on by Jader before he did it. So he was able to use this area for filming, but it didn't make it into later versions.
What engine did they use for Hello Dolly?
1223.
1223.
Yeah, so I said,
G16B.
yeah, which they repainted to look like a New York Central.
By the way, for
Bloody
anyone,
Raiders.
By the way, Ellis, I talked
Did
to
they?
about the Jim Corp station there, and he said he was somewhat okay with it.
wait, what?
Because yes,
No.
Why not?
I'm looking at the footage now. It does not look like 1220. That looks like
1223 here.
They made it look like fucking shit.
well, it's
1223. They literally painted up. Even though the.
Oh wait, no,
colors-
this is. Oh yeah. Why is it that when I look at the train scene from Hello Dolly, this is just?
Hold on. Because I'll read it here, right here.
Somebody just get the picture of it.
I was. It's
Somebody
okay.
just
I was
get the
looking.
picture.
It was looking. I was looking at a train scene from a different oldie musical, also with Barbra Streisand.
He popped a boner.
Because there are many of those. Many of those.
By the way, for anyone listening that wants that likes the fact that we've named a bunch of engines in the Air Horseman Chronicles, 1223 is officially Penny.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah, no, it looks like cancer incarnate.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's worse than cancer. It has
The
worse.
cheese
Because, like
of
I said-
truth.
Jesus.
Yeah, because like I said, they modded her and they made her, even though the way that they painted her, it doesn't look normal. No, your central paint. That is still what they tried to make it look like.
That's gaudy for the Santa Fe. Like that's.
That's gaudy for the Southern.
Jesus. Yes, it is.
I think it's
it's
just,
gaudy for.
I think it's just terrifying.
Like,
I don't-
it's like, why would
again-
you do this? Wait, steam engines are supposed to be black. Not.
Because there's no
Rising.
Mondays in your Sunday clothes.
I don't know why my
Paint it
light
black,
stopped working.
Everything black. All the cars, everything just painted black.
No,
I'm having it any color you should desire, so long as that color is black.
Like one,
We
like
went with
113,
two
it's
different
black.
things.
425, it should be black.
Flying
3254,
Wisconsin was black and everyone was upset.
Southern
4501.
4501, black. Paint everything's gotta be black.
Well, that would have upset
Foreign
people
nations.
either way.
And then
I see it.
then the face
Red,
when
what,
the face when Anne is green.
Jeez.
However,
Also-
Jake knows this. The K4s paint them red or green.
An adventure in the evening air.
And
Or
according
black,
and according
as
to
it's
the builder's photo, Johnson was blue. But you know,
Deep blue.
I saw a color correction of that, and he was not in fact blue.
With pink.
No, he was Tuscan.
We'll see
not
the
Tuscan.
shows on the
Not Tuscan
coast.
red. He was the deep green.
The Brunswick green.
Yeah, the Brunswick green. Thank you. I always
Brunswick,
forget the
yep.
You didn't even call it right, damn it.
And
It was
freaking
10.
freaking Anne is olive green, and it looks terrible. But I made mention of the fact that she was green while we were at Steamtown, and the guy is like, "Nope, we have the specifications right here. It says, you know, such and such, and that color code means olive green." And I'm like, but I wish you didn't.
See, now the best part, and no offense if anyone's watching here is associated with the NPS or anything like that. If somebody would have went up to them and said, "Hey, you know, I think 26 is purple," they would have actually had to fucking check into that.
They would have had to.
They would have had to go and look at everything.
It's like, nope,
Number
you are
people.
wrong. It's not purple. I knew I was wrong. I just wanted you to waste time.
Crap, we gotta paint
And then it's like,
paint.
and then the National Park Service guy just crosses his arms and goes, "You understand that, you know, we're funded by taxpayer money. You just wasted your money."
I know, but I wasted your time.
Fair enough.
It's a fair trade-off. It's a fair deal.
So many people get really touchy about locomotive paint schemes. Like they're,
Yes.
that was never green. Yes, it was. We have a photo. We have a telegraph proving it. Well, it never had that color of logo. We found that color of logo when we sandblasted the tender.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it still looks bad.
It's the aficionados that don't know what they're talking about.
The armchair quarterbacks.
The Herald. The Herald.
why is the track
my
underground?
Skype thing.
Why is the track underground?
We're gonna die!
Dive! Dive! Dive!
Andy, dive.
Alright.
Left.
That still makes no sense.
We should have. I should have gotten Andy, or not Andy. I should have gotten Harry out for that one. Snowplow our way
White
through
West Big. White West Big.
it. White
You
West.
don't put on a rubber. Out comes Andy.
I can't tell Wyblin about White Westy, but I just
Don't
we're on.
spoil any episodes during this.
White
I know, as I
West.
said, I
By
can't.
the way, but I will spoil something. I brought up this proposal and a couple of people said okay with it, and I want to get more people on board. Because we have that great resource known as Watch Together, and I think we can all agree that Watch Together is awesome.
Yeah.
But what we should do is we should get some of the people who worked on each episode, starting with On Stranger Ties, and go through it as sort of a
Direct
director
commentary.
commentary, a cast commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Yes.
be cool.
Yeah.
I still
And-
think we should do bloopers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
bloopers are a pain.
We
Yeah.
tried.
I don't have bloopers because
The other one is we should be able to pause the episode here and there, so if we have a little bit of a story to tell, we can do it without.
Well, yeah, we can do that on Watch Together. If you
Yeah.
pause the episode, it pauses it for everyone, so you're not going to waste.
Oh, okay. And anybody has the ability to pause it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
well, I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
You just said cool.
Oh, well,
Yeah. Go ahead.
fine.
Use your
fine.
words.
God damn it!
Use our
Well-
words!
Just don't try to play taps, or else I'll interrupt you. God damn it.
You're right. Okay, anyway, like,
Locomotive versus.
I don't have bloopers because like I do my lines differently because like I like record like one line then stop export as and I record
That's
like
how
another
that's
line
how
stop,
that's how
export.
most people do them. I think.
Speaking
I feel
of
like that's how
lines, I
most
could-
people do them.
I
That's at
could
least
do,
how I do them and how
Yeah.
how
Well,
everyone I
from
work
what I've
with.
seen, did do it on like one take.
Yeah, Einz does them all
I
in
have
one
to do
take.
those
Why
for
won't you do them all
Charlie.
in one take?
I know.
I only have to do those for Charlie because of the modulation.
Okay.
Everything else I do one at a time.
Yeah. I
Also,
do
this
it
is hilarious.
Country ball.
Alyssa, I would recommend you look at that.
Holy
I will look at it
hell!
on my phone.
The Soviet one. It's amazing. I like that one.
Oh no.
It's so good.
I will say, if we were to do bloopers, I would fill everything up in 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
I would
Is it-
fill everything.
Yeah.
I still like Garrett.
Andy, why are you here?
Garrett, no, the ultimate
But I'm
blooper
gonna
that has
pray.
made it into the series was Garrett Charlie mispronouncing Basil's name and
Basil.
coming out with a racial slur.
Wait, what?
God, what that in?
Oh,
11,
wait. Never
I
mind.
think
Never mind, I remember this.
Yep.
I gotta find this.
it's in high water, and it's
Hell or high water. I don't have it then.
Basil, which the nickname is Hercules' nickname for them is then Spices, and he mispronounces it, and it's a slur. It's like, oh,
I must have
and we
missed.
were so out of time we couldn't do anything about it.
I gotta look that up.
Last night when I was getting the episode ready, finally I got back from my Coldplay concert because that's where the hell I was. Julius was gonna come in and do the last scene, but something came up and he couldn't do the last scene, so the episode
Shocking.
was therefore not on time. And it was an episode that I didn't expect to be on time because I spent the first 3 days of the week in Strasburg, or in Pennsylvania in general, and then got back and then rushed
Shut up
everything.
the doorstep and skip you back to your girlfriend.
What?
Shut up on my doorstep and skip you back to your girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
true. No, you shipped me back to her by way of Steamtown, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways, so we get that all set up, and I sit down to do the last scene, and there's a bit in the episode, where Lee calls Andy a big boy, and Andy just replies, "I'm a Berkshire," but
Jay.
the way you did it, I am a Berkshire. It's sort of like
See-
that. It sounded like you were just like, excuse me. When what I meant for that to be was just like a offhanded like I'm a Berkshire. Like
Yeah, I'm not a
Lee.
big boy.
And then you
See-
nailed the intonation in the following line, but I just tried to grab you. I was gonna have you just redo it real quick, but I sent you a message, and then you didn't respond right away. You know, I don't blame you, but you didn't respond right away, so I just kept going with the scene. I was exporting it when you got back to me.
Well, there is a story behind that.
Berkshire.
He was fucking someone.
Locally,
Ideal.
there is, again, there are members of the 1225 group, and there are members of the CNO groups. So every time you say Berkshire, Berkshire, whatever, someone will either correct you Kanawa, or they will correct you with another pronunciation of Berkshire. It's hilarious.
This is why I just call it Perk, and it abbreviates pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I'm riding the brakes all the way down the mountain?
Riding
No.
the bricks.
Maybe.
And by brakes, I just mean Andy's independence. Because it's leaving it at half is just enough to keep us at 35, going down a 1.5% grade.
See, in real life, you'd burn them up, but on here,
Yeah, I was gonna
All
say
good.
Smoke.
this
Not
Bridge.
this is a nice turned bridge, and I need to work on the curve a little bit more because it's still a little bit tight. But it has
He
like
fell off.
10 spline points all through it to give it this curve because it just wouldn't agree with me.
welcome to trains and trains bridges.
Yeah. And so this is the area that I worked on recently in terms of terraining. I want to have either I would rather have TBA Scenic it, but he's down for the count computer-wise, so I'm gonna have Jader
His
do it.
computer had a heart attack.
I mean, I can give it a shot.
Yes, right.
You're still missing 900
all in
and
a
some
day or two. I can
dependencies.
give it a shot.
You're not allowed to do root work when you're missing that many dependencies.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying within a day or so, I should have all of them.
Yeah, ideally.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe save for a couple pieces of rolling stock, but that's
Yeah,
no issue.
rolling stock doesn't matter. I had the entirety of Troy Yard. Everything that was in Troy Yard vanished on me when Jader worked on the route.
Okay.
So
Oh, I mean, it's not. That's like something you can replace. That's not a big deal.
yeah, no, that's.
No, I
that's
mean,
a
I
piece of
will.
cake.
It's like I could give it a shot if you need me. Like I mean, as I said earlier, like filming, I'm not really sure how well that's going to turn out. I mean, screen sharing held up pretty well, but I mean, filming, I'm not quite sure.
This is the
If
unabashedly,
it's anything less than 15 frames, I'm not doing it. But I
unabashedly
can't.
stolen from the Marias Pass route for Trains 2006, the Marias Pass Plus, the Java Creek Bridge.
Shit.
You see nothing.
One of the scenic bits. Although I'd like to think the entire Old Main is pretty damn scenic.
I hear nothing, I see nothing, I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Calm down, Lee. You're
The
alright.
unfortunate thing is you can see the edge right there, and I don't like that.
Meh.
Just make the river turn. Just add another tile, make the river turn.
If I add another tile, the thing is, this river is the one that eventually goes into the gorge.
Yeah, but I'm saying you just add another one up there and just make it turn at the left.
I know I will. If I'm gonna do something, I need to. This river is gonna be with this river, and I think this river, and they go that way.
I hear nothing. Gotta stick it.
Also, please tell me I threw. Okay, the quarry switch is thrown properly. Thank God. So up here is the switch to the Elton Brit, and it still is the default switch stand for now.
You gotta
This
fix.
over here is the Elton Brit quarry, and so the line goes up this way, and it snakes around, and then we've got this giant hole in the ground
With cars.
With cars.
with
going down.
cars because road it does that. But yeah, here's our mine.
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 With a nice long trestle on it. And then it terminates over here. let's get back to Andy.
Andy, dandy, Andy.
And as I said, I still think they should do like Pixar style stuff and like just like. Oh wait, I was supposed to be on that track. Oh, sorry.
Hmm?
Here's this bridge thanks to Ben Dorsey's trestle kit, which is the bomb.
Oh yeah.
Never trusted these bridges. I guess we'll see if it holds.
Then he falls through.
You're gonna go.
Well, it didn't hold.
Like that old 1800s movie where it goes
Yeah.
into the river.
Oh, you mean
The general.
the general.
Yeah, the general.
You mean,
But the way
Buster
would they
Keaton.
know that they?
oh, that one. Okay, 26 one.
Yeah. Goddamn Buster Keaton.
The movie where they destroyed an engine.
And did his own stunts.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Buster Keaton is the OG. I
They
do.
volunteered. They blew them up.
Yeah, that too.
No, they dropped it into the river. It's like that was like 10% of the movie's entire budget. Was that shot because
that
they
one
sacrificed
scene.
an engine.
And they only had one chance to do it.
Exactly.
Look up. Nope, not gonna happen again. That's it.
It's like
See,
this
and then
shot
they-
better be good.
Yeah.
I still
Then
don't
they
get
also
how that
had-
is.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I still don't get how that is the most expensive train crash in movie history. I don't buy it.
Well, they probably had they burned the bridge, and
Yeah,
it's
they,
an old,
they burned a
old,
bridge
like,
and they
antique
dropped a fully
style
functioning,
locomotive.
and it's
$3 grand ran two fully functioning locomotives into each other.
yeah, but
The Fugitive crashed a freight train.
The Fugitive was fake. Those are completely fake U-30s that they wrecked.
Are they U-30s? I thought.
and also probably think about, I would wager that getting it was probably just the ease of getting the engines one way or the other, you know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
probably
Probably gonna
quite
be.
expensive for them to get their hands on that engine and to get their hands on that trackage, etc.
Well, those engines were still in service. That was part of the problem.
Exactly.
Sure.
Rear
It was
grand?
kinda
Not to,
funny.
not to rag on the Grand, but the Grand has a history of selling things for $1.
Okay, fair enough.
If the Grand is selling, buy. If the Grand is buying, sell.
We have these. I made every tunnel on the old main, aside from the one through Mason Ridge, which is part of Lee's line. I made every tunnel dead straight because tunnels and trains just don't agree.
This is
Well,
why
that also
the
having a dead
customer.
straight tunnel makes more sense.
This tunnel is long. Long tunnel is long. Also, this is where the grade decreases from, I think, 1.5 to 0.5 for the rest of the run.
Scenic!
Yep, and this is the area that
Magically Scenic.
this is the area that TBA did, and oh my god, I love it so much.
And then you hit a
That's
tree
like
and die.
10 times.
No, I did have to move some trees out of the way though.
Alrighty, well, I think I'm gonna head up to bed, folks. I have work in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
See ya, buddy.
Thank
You,
you.
right.
So, those Adanias, choose Vider, ciao, and good night.
Alright.
Danya.
Alright.
Go to sleep. Go to
Oh,
sleep.
God.
Go to sleep, little comrade.
Tina.
Oh, God. I even
Don't
know.
make them sing
song.
that.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
This was something that was come up with in the conversation with Jake last night over that one line.
Yep.
Oh, to sleep.
Oh my god.
If I have the opportunity to, if I have the opportunity to write that song, I will use it. But it's not that specifically is not going to be an Ivan song. The next Ivan song is. Wait for it. Actually, I'm not going to spoil what it is. Only that it came out on January 6th.
1954.
Oh,
No,
so it
not
came out on my
not-
birthday.
Not 1954.
Why?
Oh,
Close enough.
That's what I said.
I know which one you might be talking about.
I've mentioned it here. I'm not gonna spoil it though.
I'm not gonna say it, but I think I know.
I
which one.
might make mention of it in a future video, but not in this one. What
So I
bridge
want to
is
say
this?
it. I forgot.
Oh, it's this bridge.
Another one of those bridges I don't trust under my weight.
Well, because you're a sad ass.
Rude.
Didn't say I wasn't.
Well,
Rude,
Well, I mean,
yeah, rude.
To be fair, Andy is a little bit larger than this line was designed for.
Little. Sure.
Just do
Yeah,
a
but-
bump.
You're breaking my track like a fat boy.
I am
Whoa,
a
that's a sharp
Berkshire.
curve.
I'm a bird. Yeah. I'm not done with you yet.
We're not done with you yet.
I'm not remember. Fuck.
I like how
yet.
in that scene, like, you know, Chris is pulling up, he's tucking into the engine tracks there, and in the background Lee just runs into Andy. Smack.
What?
Yeah, trees duck. Ow.
Ow.
You should do like Iron Horseman Abridged series.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Iron
you know, like
Horseman Abridged.
you know, like a 30-minute versions, or not 30-minute, like 30-second versions of each of the episodes.
That's not what I mean by abridged.
A Briggs is like a parody.
Yeah, parody.
Well, actually,
Parody.
I mean, that's what it's become. That's not what it means.
Right.
La-dee-da, another frickin' bridge.
This is the frickin' bridge.
Oh,
What happened to the rest of the
I wanna say my point earlier.
Okay, there it is.
By the way, I still think, for everyone watching and everyone here, I still think Kurt for president.
You really think okay, listen. I already have a problem with politics. I don't think it makes any sort of sense to begin with. I mean, just look at it right now. It's like, you look at these two. You look at these two, and everybody knows which two I'm talking about, too. It's like, out of 300 and some odd million people in this country, we've got these two are the best two candidates to lead? Seriously? Come on, you gotta be joking with me. There's gotta be somebody who's gonna come out of backstage at the freaking debates like, actually, this was all a joke? Wanted to see how the country would react. Ah, you got punked. You got punked, America. But it's nope. It's gonna just be the unending the nightmare that is politics. So sure, if you want it to be me that comes out as your frank announcer to say that actually vote for me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna get behind this decision. I'm not gonna get behind this decision. I can
No.
Listen, I'm not sure. I could I could help Cole and Katie get along together. I don't think I could help Putin and whoever else is upset with Putin get along together. That's not my area of expertise.
Mr. Kurt here. Is this plan included with free coffee?
Listen, if I'm elected, it's free coffee for everyone. There's no question about it.
Yay.
We're gonna brew some coffee, and we're gonna make the Canadians pay for it.
Oh, jeez.
Canadian pay for it.
Oh,
No,
I
you know
should
what?
be okay with it. I
You know what? I changed my decision. Ivan for president.
No.
That wouldn't go too well.
That would be a horrible idea.
I'm going to run for president. I have my VP.
Yeah, who?
Bernie Sanders.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. Can you imagine just Ivan for president and the VP was Westy? Could you imagine that?
I would be okay with it.
VP is Gabe.
Oh no.
Please tell me we are going to make episode where we have election for president of railroad, even if it does not matter.
What am I supposed to do here again? I'm supposed to tell people something? Cool! Those people over there had a fender bender.
And then he like he
You see,
starts doing a speech and he falls asleep in the middle of it.
you see, in capitalist America, you run from bear. but Soviet bear runs for you.
Yeah. I still wonder if Ivan approves of that cereal that I posted earlier.
I saw that when I got back. That was great.
Orange was it?
Commissioner or Commissar Crunch or whatever.
Crunch.
Wait, hold on. I want to go back to see what it actually, what the bottom of it actually said.
Crunch.
Hold on. I want to see what it said at the bottom of it. Socialize me, comrade.
Oh my god.
I
This
said
area
instead of-
could have been done up a little bit differently. This was supposed to be a hell of an embankment, like a giant dirt berm across what was formerly a riverbed.
Didn't work.
Also, instead of milk in the cereal, it's vodka.
Vodka. You see, man, it's vodka here.
You know what we do know for sure, though?
What?
Regardless of any campaign, Ivan will stop for picnic people.
Ivan will stop for picnic. You know, it's actually, I should explain to everyone here, I'm actually the one that came up with that. Fun fact. Because what happened was, a month or two ago, all of us, not all of us, like Jimmy, Sam, like people you guys
couple of you
know,
losers.
Or, well, no.
You missed us by a little bit.
Yeah,
Us
no.
GMod idiots.
Well,
Yeah.
that was, this was before that. Like, this happened, I think, I want to say at least May or June or whatever. But they came up and they visited, and we went on one of the trains.
Oh, it's over there.
And yeah, we went on one of the trains. We went on the open air car, the Hello Dolly car. And we stopped at the picnic area, and I just said behind them out of the blue, it just came in my mind. I was like, Ivan will stop for a picnic. And then they just started dying laughing. Like, I was like, wait, I should tell Ellis this would be good.
It quickly became a meme.
The best thing, and this is something to make light of with all the viewers and whatnot. And this is, maybe part of this will be explained in the World Tour, like short story series that's going to come out next spring. But
okay,
because of the fact that the Iron Horseman Chronicles takes place in obviously a different world than ours. A different universe than ours, obviously. Trains don't generally talk to me. I don't know about you guys, but there are of course some discrapancies, and the fact that we definitely didn't blatantly rip off Strasburg's existence by naming a town Strasburg and leaving place.
And Paradise.
Yeah.
And Paradise, yeah.
We don't have
and getting,
Paradise.
And
a couple of very familiar steam engines.
Yeah. And a couple of very familiar steam engines. So we had to, in the end, settle the discrepancy between, okay, what's going to be, how did this pan out in the Iron Horseman universe versus real life? And so basically the canon that we have come up with, that TJ and I came up with while we were there, is, so the Strasburg Railroad, the corporate entity that runs out of Strasburg, Pennsylvania, still exists, but it exists in the shape of an extension of the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. So you have, in Pennsylvania, in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, you have it's called, instead of the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum, it's called the Pennsylvania Railroad and Museum. So they retain the PRR name. And then in Strasburg, Washington, which I suppose would be the Strasburg on the Iron Horseman route, you have the Strasburg Railroad, the Heritage Railroad.
Duh.
And this would sort of allow us to toss around a bunch of things, like for example, Penny, the D16.
You know what?
What?
Strasburg should get a 280 for one reason.
Why?
They are one of the only tourist railroads ever to never operate a 280. They've never run one.
No, I think they should keep it that way.
No.
No, keep it that way. Just be different.
Get an LS&I 280 for all I care. I love those things. They're great.
No. Even better. 3-rail the whole thing and get an EBT one.
With our luck, those will come up for sale soon.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the East Broad Top is actually up for sale right now.
Yeah.
He still has like 4 years of flew time left, actually.
Yeah.
And I have
Or-
one in my
Or was it
car.
14? One of them.
That or tell you what, we get a Reading 280.
Those don't exist anymore.
Part
I mean,
two.
4 exist,
Parts.
but you know, they're parts and spoilers and riveted together to the T1s.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm referencing.
I mean, I really don't think it'd be really affordable and
They
really
need to,
wise.
they need to,
Don't
they need
buy
to on their own build like take the parts of Reddit consolidations and build like a T1A. Sorry, a T-1A.
Shut the fuck up, Alice.
Oh. That was,
The dash. Just
The dash is inferior.
yep, that's the inferior.
we know which one we're referring to.
Well, yeah, I just
Just
want to.
call
I
it
just want to make a
dash.
point of T-dash.
Just call it dash when we're referring when we're talking something where we have both T1s in the same kind of conversation.
But what about the Sun Pacific T1?
Nah.
What about the CNO
what about
T1s?
When we have multiple T1s in the same conversation, then use the dash. Otherwise, just call it T1. For Christ's sake.
With a dash? That's dumb.
Hey,
That's so overused. No offense.
Well,
no, it's not. We have
Yeah.
the little video clip.
yeah. Oh boy.
We get a video clip and still can't wait for those stupid videos of us to come out.
Oh boy, the
Bob.
cab's open.
Run, bam! Cab's not open. All of this long day. But there's actually a video of a bunch of us singing
They've been working on
yeah,
the real quick.
the hello count or the
Doesn't buy a
Hello,
shit.
Russian bias, yep.
This is the Russian bias. Choo choo.
Fellas,
Roll.
sing that line still.
I am. I'm singing this song.
rolling in.
I think my mouse broke.
Nice.
GG.
Oh no, it's turned off.
So, oh crap. Oh, what are we gonna use for York again? I can't remember.
Oh, York is
Hi.
PRR-39. He's the G5.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna include him, but I like naming all the engines so that it's like, oh, I went to see such and such.
You gotta include him. You have to.
No.
What is this bridge made of? Kindling?
Yes.
Toothpicks? Oh boy.
It's made out
That
of
would be
tea.
a bench bridge.
Depends who's around.
What?
It might be a pretty,
Hey,
good
you know what?
sport for him.
Honestly, the way that they were, I'm gonna salty here. The way that they were, penis bridges would be made by New York Central. They're all
Oh
cock-
fuck you.
Glorious Benzie would never.
glorious thing.
God damn it.
I have a feeling that Kurt and Davey, and on the A&A, Dave Hoffman would be best of the best of friends. Even though Kurt was a Central man, I feel they would be the best of friends.
Oh, listen. I have ties to the Central. I have ties to the Central you don't even know. My father,
Yeah, so
he
does
was
Clark.
he was a
Right.
West Side cowboy. He was one of those guys out on the streets in front of the steam locomotives riding a horse to flag down people so they don't get run over by the train.
Riding the horse.
Yes, you look them up. Look them up. They're called West Side Cowboys.
They
Back when they
just-
had the D100s and all that.
everything in the Central is crap. Fuck liberal. Everyone needs asshole.
Listen, I live in a very I grew up all my life in a very populated area. I grew up. Actually, I don't remember if I either put his backstory in either Brooklyn or the Bronx. I think it's Brooklyn.
I think
Hey,
it's
who's
Brooklyn.
filming Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn sounds right. I don't know why I almost just said the Bronx.
And he hates Ted. He hates
Oh,
it.
of course I
He's
hate Ted. Ted has no idea. Ted has no idea what a concept of like what a good team is. Okay? He has no
Hashtag Red
idea.
Sox.
I still feel that him and Dave would just be the best of friends. Even if he is a Central man.
Ted roots for the Red Sox. He's stupid.
I have no clue who Dave you were rooting for. I have no clue.
And every time I hear Johnson, he goes every once in a while and he goes something, the Phillies. And I go, yeah, okay.
I live in Pennsylvania and I don't like the Phillies.
I don't think anyone likes the
I don't
Phillies.
like the Eagles either.
I don't
funny
give
thing
a
is-
shit. I really don't give a shit about sports.
Neither do I,
Yeah,
but I
same
know
here.
they're not good teams.
Yeah, like, you're like, I feel like a big, like, Red Sox fan, and I hate sports to death. So,
I actually am a Red Sox fan, but I haven't been to a game in a real long time.
I just don't like sports, so I just can't stand them to death.
I
It's
really
like,
couldn't
oh,
give a shit
how are the
about-
Red Sox doing? Not well. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I figured. They were shit.
It's like Lions fans, except not as bad.
Oh, come on now.
Joey didn't hear, you can't say that.
Oh, you can.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're cursed with it too. You can.
Actually, I
you
really couldn't care less.
Okay.
Actually-
Well, I was gonna say, if anything, you'd find sympathy with Achilles because he's a Lions fan for
Actually,
some
what's
insane reason.
What's some of Jeff's sort of background?
I don't know. We don't have a lot of background for him. A lot of these engineers we just threw in there to have people for the engines to talk to. In fact, that's how Kurt came to be. Kurt was never planned to exist.
And he just
But
popped
yeah,
up
you're
and
the
like,
best
hey,
guy
I'm here.
It was Waddle and I were writing episode 2, and we get to, okay, Katie's going to be on her own until Cole shows up. What do we do to make it interesting? And it's like, oh, we'll just have her talk to her engineer. And it's like, oh yeah, we can do that. And so we made up the character.
There's a tree on the line. No, wait, no.
I think we're going to sneak right between these guys. Maybe just sort of
Ow.
nick that one. Oh, we fit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
enough.
fit. Okay,
Close
we're
enough. We're still good
Quit
for 20.
blasting through
Yeah.
these blasted trees.
Andy, go on a fucking diet. Get some exercise. You got that roundhouse.
You better be paying the
Speaking of
overtime
fat
for this.
spoilered engines, I read the script for episode 13 today, and I can't wait to do my line tomorrow for that. For scene 4, I cannot wait to do that.
Oh god,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel like
remember.
2 lines form a 13.
Oh,
No.
now I remember. I was like, wait, what's episode 13? And I remember.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah, episode
I have a
13.
few because someone wrote me in.
Yeah, listen, I wrote you in because you were like, I don't have any more lines.
Yeah.
And because I wanted to have you go, Commando!
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers, Milky yells Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what,
not bad.
for the one line, I will say this. I want to say, like, what? Like, what? Why can't Sam just radio me to tell me I did something wrong?
Because you're a bitch. You're one
Oh.
of the bitch.
Why couldn't Sam just radio me? Why did she have to send you?
There's the minor joke spoilers. There's the, oh, what's he got that I don't line. And then the
Penis.
rebuttal.
Yeah. That's great.
Did I leave anything here? Please tell me I didn't leave anything here. Lee is still here. Oh, wait, no, he's not.
Blow him up!
Get out of the way.
No, never mind. We're
Hello?
fine. We're fine.
Gabe, move.
Move.
Gabe,
Move.
Gabe,
Move.
Hey, hey. Oh, wait, was it move? I forget.
No, it was move.
Move.
It was, I said move about 6 times, and then I yelled Gabe.
Hit the brick!
Okay, the
Please,
track refuses
move.
to appear. People have started to point out when the track stops appearing, and I'm like, listen, I know. It's a thing that
Can't help
trains
it.
does.
Yeah, unfortunately it does happen, I realize, but I mean, you can't really fix it.
It's a massive bug with trains. I don't know why it does that.
Because of how it's made.
Yeah, and see, that, I mean, I
It's
know
'cause
I
the way it
said
is.
something earlier. I know I said something earlier, but here's the thing. People point out the minor things, but it's like, guys, come on, just enjoy the series.
Well, I look at it this way. If people are busy pointing out the minor things, then we didn't do anything really big wrong.
That's true.
Yeah, the point.
Yes, yeah.
Just when people start complaining about the other things, it like really starts to irritate me.
I mean, as much as I am a rivet counter, it's like 26, for example. I don't like the green paint as much as the next guy, but it's running
At
now.
least it's running.
Yeah, it's running.
It's running. There's a
And
running
meanwhile-
steam engine.
meanwhile,
it may
I got-
look like crap. It may look like a baby puke all over it, but it's a running engine, and that's what matters.
And meanwhile, I got the Speed Town,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
weren't running the Scranton Limited because they had a problem with their F unit, and the guy who works on them most of the time is in Germany, and they're like, yeah, we can't.
Oh
do
yeah,
anything
that's
right
right.
now.
Rich Jan is over in Germany. Like, this is a
Wait.
wonderful time.
Alice,
Yep.
did you meet a guy up there wearing like a Bachman hat with a bunch of pins?
I didn't notice anyone specifically.
Okay.
Because that you would have met one of our other friends.
Okay.
Yeah. You would have met the crazy can man, shall we say.
Mr. Can Man, dun 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 dun. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Oh my god, I just had a mental image of Ivan singing Sandman or his version of Sandman.
Oh my god.
There are so many great 50s songs that I'd love to parody too. I can't wait, and I keep saying
Well,
this.
no, not Sandman, Enter Sandman.
Oh, Enter Sandman? That's not even. That's completely different.
I know, but I know it's like in the wrong time period, but that's so funny.
Hush now, comrade, don't say a word. Forget about that news you heard. It's just the capitalist under your bed. It's just the capitalist in your shed.
Oh my god.
And, is it the exit one first, the exit line first, or the enter line first? 'Cause I remember enter, exit light, enter night, I think, actually.
I have no idea. We need to get TBA in here. He knows that song front to back. He knows how to play it.
And, Ivan singing Master of Puppets.
What?
I haven't seen singing anything as great.
There's so many songs I want to Ivanify.
Ivanify, oh my god. Just somebody add that to the memes.
Or even better, like Ruskify. Actually, I wish we didn't get Flegel in this group, because I should tell him to redo these cars. I want IHR on the side of these cars.
Are these jointed rail cars?
They are.
Once I get home, give me like 3 days. I will do it.
Yeah, but he's already done all the stuff, and I kind of, he keeps, you know, he throws me ideas for this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, why are you not in the group?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Jimmy, or that, no, I can't say his name. He would be a good asset. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Like
yeah,
a bunch of the guys, like I made mention. I was talking earlier today, and I was like, you know, we've sort of, after we started the series, we had this group of people, you know, most of the oldies, you know, like, you know, O'Gillies and Milky and Weibold and who else has been around here a real long time? Jader,
TJ.
TJ. Oh yeah, TJ. I knew, you know, a while back.
He was.
Why?
You know what? I can look at the Admiral's blockade orders to see who's been around a real long time.
Yeah.
But
I've been around since we Skype.
yeah, these people, you know, that have been around a real long time, and you know, a lot of you guys, you got involved in the Gary's mod stuff, and they met you guys being, you know, Jake and Tyler and you know, and Flegel and Heinz.
Right.
You know,
Oh, well, see, the thing is that what happened, okay, Jake knows this, I can name...
I dragged Tyler into GMod.
Well, I was gonna say that, hey, Jake knows that I can tell our timeline. Jake and I, okay, the quick story is Jake and I met on Minecraft. We used to do Traincraft and Railcraft a lot. And
that's how the group came together.
And he moved he moved me to GMod, and that's how I met everyone else. But I actually knew because of Cross Lines, which it was another series that Jake got me into, and ever since I've known them. And then you guys came around because what was funny is that one day I was sitting there at the computer. I had Jake in a call. He's watching this thing. I'm like, "What are you watching? It sounds interesting." He's like, "This is a series called Iron Horseman Chronicles. I should show you." And we watched the whole series. I'm like, "I like this."
Yeah. And it's made by us idiots, so.
Well, mainly I'd been watching the Zombie Train because it's okay. Who's doing time lapses of train stuff? You. Okay, great.
Yeah, I realize
this.
I kind of have a monopoly on a lot of the train stuff. I don't think too many other people do locomotion anymore. I don't think anyone else does real train. Maybe there's a handful of people out there.
Locomotion.
But locomotion, trains. I know there's probably a bunch of train fever guys left. Probably people getting ready for transport fever, stuff like that.
And Factorio.
And Factorio.
Me, actually, how I got into the series actually was through Train Fever. I was looking for a good Let's Play that was actually, in English, because 98% of them were all in German. I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right. Well, because it's it's not an American game.
Yeah, so 98% of the things are in German. Like, I want an actual decent Let's Play by someone who understands a little bit about trains, and I stumbled across you. I'm like, this guy's pretty good. So what's this zombie train thing? Ooh, routes. Ooh.
Yeah.
Locomotion. Ooh, Terraria. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm stuck in Terraria.
What the hell is the Iron Horseman? I had no clue what the hell is it. You should really link that on your channel.
I know. I realize I should because my channel is so dated.
Like, I had, as someone who had no clue about it before, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
So I try to train it as often as I can in the videos and stuff like that.
Oh my god, this is great.
I spent about 3 hours looking for it.
Oh, guys, you want to hear another funny story?
What?
Jake, can I tell him the builder story when we met?
Story? Sure.
So when we were Jake and I knew each other. We've almost known each other for 5-6 years now. Jesus.
Yeah.
Poor things.
But when we started, when we were on the Traincraft and Railcraft server, when I first joined in, I had made a town that had a railroad going through it. And Jake had he had this massive one that he was building. And he comes to me when I was on. He's like, "Hey, you want to merge and do a bunch of stuff?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Hey, can you build me stuff?" And I helped him build. He's like, "I need this tunnel built. I gotta go, but can you try to build it for me?" I'm like, "I could probably build it for you in less than 20 minutes." He's like, "There's no way in hell that you're gonna do that." So he logs off. I just gunned through that tunnel. I built everything around it. I digged it out just like that. And he comes back on, he's looking around what the hell? He's like, "I like this guy. I like this guy."
Yeah, we had our Minecraft server dating back a real long time. Dating back to way before this group where most of the people in it was a thing. I started beta 1.2_02 and I still have the jar file from it. And I got my friends and especially my cousin John, and he's not around so much anymore. Because he works a lot and we don't have a Minecraft server currently. But especially him into the game, and that sort of started the tradition of we're going to have a server pretty much non-stop.
Yeah, I started on the very last version of Alpha.
Yeah.
I started beta 1.3 or 4. I think it was... No, I was introduced to it during beta 1.3, and I think I got to it beta 1.4 or 5.
I think I started 1. I know they started before the food popped up, but I think
so that you started before beta 1.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started 1.5 or 6.
Yeah, my cousin John and most of the people I got into it beta 1.5.
I got it
because that's when it really started getting popular, and another reason why it was getting popular was because YouTubers and stuff playing it.
Oh yeah, people picked it up and ran with it, and the custom map scene was starting, and all sorts of stuff like that. Multiplayer started to not suck.
And then kind of went
and
that way.
then it got worse, and then it got much better.
Oh yeah.
Especially
Anyway,
if
am I going back?
if you're you know, whatchamacallit,
Building
your
cap.
if your benchmark is how well boats work.
Oh yeah, that'd be.
It's like boats
Well-
worked real well in early beta, and then they somehow just stopped working entirely, and now they work pretty well again. And now they've got paddles.
Yeah, this is like
They've got
1.10
oars,
now.
rather. Also,
Yeah,
what
now
the
the
track
I
on
got-
this bridge go?
I got it in beta 1.8.
Okay,
Yeah.
you came after
Beta
the
1.8
major
is when I
change.
came in late.
I started like official 1, 2, 3.
Is anyone having trouble with the DLS at the moment?
The DLS has had some pretty serious fits and starts lately, I've noticed. It took me like 3 days to download one thing. It just wouldn't accept the download.
Like it's not downloading anything at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's such is life with the DLS.
Well, it's Sunday, right? Aaron isn't into the office until Monday.
That's true.
What's
There's
Monday now?
them crazy old
It is Monday now, that is true as well.
Yeah.
Somebody passed a signal at danger.
What'd you say, Jake? They're crazy Australian. Well, no.
God damn it, that got it.
Anyway, I'm
Crazy
going-
Australians.
The Scottish is a lot more fun to do, though. You do this nice Scottish
Hey,
accent.
Scottish is very fun to do.
Aye.
Oi, me laddie!
Boy.
Say
My
that
boy.
in
You
2017.
know, that actually brings up a good thing. Alice, can you do a Scottish accent?
I don't think I trust myself to. I don't think I could differentiate it well enough to, and I'd probably have to.
Okay,
listen
then
to
leave
a
the Scottish
Manly
accent.
first.
Oi, me
I
lad.
end up just sounding more like Northern England than anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, I end up
man,
sounding like the
I
Ninth
can
Doctor.
kinda
Speaking of
do
which,
like
somebody
Nick
gave me.
Irish.
Speaking of the Doctor, somebody gave me a Sonic
Yeah.
from the 4th.
I've got
My girlfriend's
Game
little
11.
brothers. They gave me. They went out, or they happened to stumble upon this Sonic. And they
I've
decided to
got
make it.
number 11s.
Yeah,
So-
I have a miniature 11s.
Which, by the way, where are we heading to again? and the route?
I was originally going to head back to Douglas, but I think I'm going to go to Strasburg.
Okay.
That's on the other side of the map.
Yep, I know. Well, listen, we've got another 48 minutes.
Yeah,
Well,
Actually,
Jake and
I might go to Brandville and see what there is there, and then start heading back.
Well, Jake knows what we think about Strasburg. Strasburg.
Ah,
but I forget what I was gonna fucking say. Oh, hold on.
Andy has 2 dynamos?
Yeah.
He
But
wants that
why?
two dynamos.
Okay.
The more
You know,
Keep in-
things for like
keep in mind-
motors, stuff like that,
Keep in mind
like
the
the
AK
Mars light and all that.
Sorry. Keep in mind the 765 just got a 3rd dynamo fitted because it couldn't power all the fittings and jewelry with a train. So, you know, you need 2 to haul a short passenger train, which
I
the
mean,
Berkshires
one-
did. You need 3 of them to really haul a good-sized passenger train.
One
to
one
actually
dynamo
light up
is
all the lights on the
about
cars.
32 volts, which I mean that's enough to power everything on the engine, like maybe a car, but you know anything longer than that you need longer. Although some of the things have diesel generators on them. Like all the R&M cars they have diesel generators on them, and
Yeah.
they also carry around a baggage car a lot of the time that has a generator in it.
1225 guys have been doing that, and they honestly they hate the dynamo car that they have, or not dynamo, generator car.
I noticed, I saw while I was at Steamtown the last surviving New York Central Hudson asterisk. The tender converted to steam generator car.
Well, 2 tenders
that's it.
smashed together.
Oh, that's right, that's right. It was the last 2, and then
And
it
it's
became
2
the
rear
last.
ends. I swear I almost drove a guy up the wall.
Hmm.
There's a guy
Oh.
at local 1/8 scale railroad, and he's a fan of the Central. Owns 2 Central Hudsons and a Pacific, all in ride-on size. And I came up to him wearing a Pensy shirt.
God damn it! I went this whole way without flooding the engine. All right, can't trust me with that anymore. Turning on the automatic fireman. I got distracted thinking about why the freaking light wouldn't come on. And
I think by the end of the week, Jake and I made people crazy at Strasburg.
I went on water in Hercules.
God damn it!
See, my comrade, this is why you need to buy one of them new genuine water tenders. Green Gorge, I tell you, Green Gorge has a great supply. We got them in spare. Deals on the cheap. I mean, I tell you, son.
I wonder where you got them from. They look awfully familiar.
Oh, you know what? Here's someone I wanted to talk to. So Kellogg, what do you think about working on another Penzi engine?
Well, what can I say? The Pensy engines are a lot better to service. There's a lot more standardized parts. You take something like an I-1 versus a K4, and they've all got very similar parts. It's a lot easier to maintain. You can take them apart, take every part off the engine, you put it on the other engine, it'll fit.
You know something goofy about Pensy engines that Weibold nearly got a heart attack when he found out?
What?
The fact that the boiler is just very, very, very well attached to the frame.
Oh yeah.
To the point where you can their convention for picking up engines was slip a hoop of it's a specially fitted thing, but it fits under the trailing truck of the engine, and then you just have a hoop of like steel cable that goes under the front of the boiler, and then you just lift it up like that. And I had the picture of, I think it was a K4, it might have been an I1 or an L1, that was picked up like that, and Weibold saw it, and he goes, "You can't do that! If you did that with a Grand engine, the frame would fall off."
Glorious pins.
Glorious pins.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh my god, look at all this Maple Beach birch.
Oh boy.
What was
Go to
it?
that.
Oh. Yeah, you remember what Bob said. Oh.
What?
About Pensy engine.
I can't
About
remember.
not fixing things.
Oh yeah, right.
Just,
they're not designed to be long-lasting and fixable. They're designed to have a part break and you fix it, and you replace it rather.
That's the problem with Pensy engines today. You can't get the replacement part. You can't just take the old one out, throw it away, and put the new one in. You gotta fix the old one somehow.
Well, looking at those Pensy engines, some of them are actually pretty standardized in terms of parts that are,
Oh yeah, it's a great concept, but
that's not my point. My point is, a lot of them will use like Alco standard reversers and stuff like that. And while it's still hard to find an Alco standard reverser, it's not impossible.
What, like reverse gear?
And listen,
Yeah.
if everyone else had just adapted the standards, things would be a lot easier all around.
Hey guys.
What?
At least it's not Penn Central.
God, no.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Except for Milky here, who likes Penn Central.
What?
I find it's better than the whole standard railroad of the world deal.
Milky apparently just likes forgetting the potatoes.
Forgetting about standards. That too.
And making money.
Knows there was those groups of the standard railroad of the world and all the junk that came with it that put 10 cents under.
Yep.
I'm gonna except not really.
I personally blame New Haven for it.
They were already screwed before New Haven came in. They were already screwed.
Up in the pen.
I mean, it is completely honest to say that at the time the merger happened, the New York Central was barely making money, and the Pennsylvania Railroad was not making money. The Pennsylvania Company was making money because it owned a pretty heavy share in NW, and was making money off of the dividends and whatnot. But
And if that would have been a merger, that could have gone well.
Yeah, the N&W and the Penske, that was what everyone thought was coming. And then they decided to merge with their rivals, and that went really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely see that.
It was. This is why, Milky makes the point about it was, it would have been fine if not for New Haven. And my retort is, I'm pretty sure New Haven was the Interstate Commerce Commission's punishment for creating Penn Central.
Penn Central was just a bad idea from the start.
It's like, oh look, you made the worst decision in the history of mergers. Let's make it worse.
Here, have this. Have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, have fun.
In a couple years.
And then meanwhile, they're grooming their pet project known as Conrail. It's like, you're going to fix everything, aren't you?
We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
$10 billion debt.
It's like-
Rebuild it?
No. Conrail.
It's like, Conrail, you have permission to do whatever you want, as long as you make
Hey.
money. Whatever we want,
Jake,
whatever
Make
you
money.
want.
Do whatever.
Deep throat.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Jake.
Uh,
Of course, there's also the another company altogether, Amtrak, as we know. Well, not.
Amtrak is so good. Amtrak actually might make some sense.
Amtrak is the listen. We know we've forced you freight railroads to do passenger service since like the 1920s, so we're going to take that away now so that you can run freight service, and we're going to run the passenger service. And the freight companies go, okay, and then
It sounds like they're
Amtrak
trying to
goes,
go first.
but you have to give us priority, and the freight companies go, ha,
Uh-huh.
ha 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 ha.
No.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Someone I know thought that Amtrak started in 1905.
What?
Oh
How
god.
do you come up with that?
No.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
don't
my
know, but-
Interurban car was totally owned by Amtrak.
Amtrak. I think I would find it hilarious if there was a company out there called Amtrak that just started, a really,
Tyler?
really long time ago and had nothing to do with the actual Amtrak. But,
You could
I've had
see.
a
Here's the
very
thing.
bad
Back at that time, you could either take the stagecoach or you could take Amtrak.
exactly.
I've
take
had
the
a horrible
stagecoach.
idea.
Oh no!
What?
Took about the same time.
The Amtrak K4.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh.
No. But really, though, I was thinking about this. So I was thinking about something a little bit similar, but a little bit, I won't call it more realistic, but a little bit more, with a little bit more potential. Like, I don't know what you would do with an Amtrak K4. However, I do know what, okay, backtrack. So the T1 Trust,
Yeah.
they're building their T1.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have a few places that have so far granted them, little certificates basically saying you have permission to run this here when it's done. And those three being Steamtown, the Steam Railroading Institute, and the Cuyahoga Valley.
Yeah.
So, but it says on their website, you probably won't be running more than 79 miles per hour, aside from when they try to beat the speed record in Pueblo. Because that's the first thing they want to do with it. They want to make the T1, they want to crush the Brits, and then they want to go and do whatever it is you do with a good-sized locomotive in this day and age.
I don't know what it.
Excursions, of course.
They basically want to follow their role model of 765 and take it all over the place and run excursions, blah, blah, blah. So, and that's really cool. But they point out, we probably won't be running above like 79 miles an hour unless we can be persuaded to run an Amtrak. And basically it's the sort of elbow, or the tongue-in-cheek, like, and pull a train for them. If we could be allowed on their timetables is, I think, the exact wording. And I go, well, that'd be interesting. And I think, okay, so I live near the Northeast corner. There are a couple places over here where the speed limit is 125 or 150 for the Acellas and the Regionals. Or, other way around, respectively. While I trust that the T1 itself could break the speed record, given the opportunity, I don't think it'll maintain that speed particularly well. However,
The
The
value will blow up.
Keystone Corridor has a speed limit of 110, which I think is much more doable. And so I was
Sorry.
standing in Lancaster Station with TJ because we were just hanging out there, and I'm looking down the tracks, and it's a pretty straight section. Then there's a bend, and it goes around the corner, and I go, imagine if everyone here, is just sitting here waiting for their Keystone to show up. They're expecting an AM7 to come around the corner, whatever, and then the T1 shows up instead.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
No.
however, Jake and I know. All aboard Amtrak.
oh my god.
Oh no!
Lord Amtrak.
But the one thing I will say is there's also the Amtrak Michigan line, which is CTC or
Oh, that's
PTC
right.
rated for 110 miles an hour, and it's relatively close to Owasso. You could get to it.
What runs on there? The Wolverine?
The Wolverine,
Yeah.
the Pier Marquette completely dodges it. What's the other one that goes down there? There are 3 trains. There's the Blue Water, is it? No. God, this is gonna kill me. Let me look it up.
The failed Togo.
Beep,
No.
beep, beep.
Or
What
was
the hell
that
happened here? We have a slight problem with our track.
Uh oh, derailment.
I mean, it's on the other track, so we'll be fine. But I'm really wondering what happened here.
Don't place the tie wrong. It's still like that.
Yeah. Whoa. Hi, Andy.
Bye, Andy. Bye, Andy.
Andy started to pick up speed a little bit. Hi, Andy.
Alrighty. The Wolverine, the Blue Water, and the Pier Marquette are the 3 Amtrak Michigan trains, and the Blue Water and the Wolverine are the 2 that use the Amtrak Michigan line.
Oh, okay.
And then the Pier Marquette does get on the Michigan line in New Buffalo and proceeds on it to Chicago. That's right on the water, though.
Alright.
But point is, that's 110 mile an hour running, and if you can get it out of Grand Rapids over to like Kalamazoo and then jump on there, that's 110 mile an hour running all the way to Chicago.
Imagine when's the actually. This is probably sooner than more recent than I figured. But what's the last time Steam was in Chicago?
Like last month,
Yeah,
765.
I was gonna say 765 ran the excursions, right?
Yeah, 765 grew wings and took off.
Yeah, right.
Gideon, or
Freaking rocket
Tech
boosters. How about?
Yeah, Tech Marine was on that train, and they clocked it at 79.3 miles an hour.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I wish I could have seen that go through or go around the horseshoe curve when it did, because that would have been a sight.
Yeah.
What is the
Or
speed
should I
limit
get
around
there?
Horseshoe?
I think the speed limit around horseshoe, I think, is at least, I want to say 40 or 50.
Okay.
At
I'd say
least.
40, so
I'd say at most.
yeah, I'd go with more 30 or 40.
Yeah, 30,
I'd
40,
probably say
whatever,
around
because when you're going around the curve, you got to be careful because of how the curve is.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't
well, yeah, 'cause it's a-
streamline
it's a
crap.
curve.
Well, and plus, you got to go a little bit fast going around the curve too, because you got to pick up speed to go up the hill
Yeah.
that is
Going
around the
uphill.
other
Unless
side.
you're going down.
Yeah, unless you're going down, then you got to make sure your brakes are on.
Yeah.
Dynamics are genius. SD40Es are genius.
Yeah, see, the thing that was weird is that when Jake and I went to go see the horseshoe curve, all we saw was mostly we saw a helper engine go back and forth. That was pretty much it, like 2 engines together, and they just went back and forth along the thing, and plus construction too, like the
They had
the
a
maintenance of waste.
crane that ran out there, stuff like that. Although I think I could explain that, Tyler. You know that
Well,
last train of the day that I ran up, all the way up the stairs to catch?
Yeah.
Remember that was a tie train?
Yeah, that was making us wait because he knew because we saw a
They had the
what was it? It was
they had like a
it,
crane at the first car.
no, it was a well, yeah, it was like a front loader,
Like a backhoe, yeah.
backhoe. Actually, yeah, I think it was a backhoe. But yeah, because it was funny because Jake, you looked up and you're like, oh crap, and you just ran back.
Well, we had just
Oh
walked
my
all the
God.
way down the stairs from Horseshoe, and I heard the train and decided that I needed to be
Okay.
at the top for the good shot, and ran. So,
Oh, he's like, I'll be back, and he just runs.
Oh, there's Hank.
Look who it is, guys.
It's Hank with the albino box.
You little traitor. No,
Oh, shit.
that's
Wait.
not the way to put it too.
If Hank's there, did that in his colon blown?
No, I don't think so.
If he
I
is,
hope-
we're fucked.
No, because I moved him up out of the way. I would have gotten an H bar back there instead of a P bar.
Vagina bar. What?
Whoa.
No,
Oh
a
my!
vertical. A vertical
Oh
bar.
my.
Hey, you said V bar, not me.
Listen, I gave Madison my B bar.
Oh Jesus!
this is the part of the conversation that will just be one solid beep.
And this
I
whole,
don't
this
censor
whole-
anything.
This whole conversation just went down.
No, but speaking of new people in the group, whatever. Every time I feel like, and she's kind of stopped caring, but every time I feel like I need to make mention of new people in the group to Madison, because like very recently, she was hanging out at my house, and my camera, which I don't have on right now, it points at me and it points past me, and you can see the rest of the den in the back. And there's the couch, and there's, my TV, whatever. And she
Yeah, I
just,
saw that.
when she's here, she hangs out and she plays Fallout a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing right now.
Yeah. And she, last time she was here because she works at a camp, and she doesn't get an awful lot of freedom in the camp to sort of, it's not like,
Cool off.
it's not like they're Nazis or anything, but, which is kind of
It's a
ironic.
camp. They're
Yeah,
kids.
it's kind of ironic considering,
Is it like a
they're-
summer
they're
camp?
Jewish
Or is
camp.
it-
But anyways,
Jesus Christ.
no, but she doesn't get an awful lot of,
New.
freedom.
Oh, I was
To-
just about
sort
to say
of-
something.
Just to
Yeah,
sort of
I
do
was there for
whatever
that.
you feel like, and she said she's been like so freaking hot lately because it's been really freaking hot around here, and she didn't have the ability to just hang out without a shirt on, and so I'm here in the call, and I'm just on video, whatever. I'm like, yeah, she's here, whatever, and I didn't notice it at first. She'd made a joke about it. And then I wasn't really paying attention. I was sort of reading. I think I was reading something. And TJ goes, Ellis? And I look in the little box that's for the camera, and she had taken her shirt off and was sitting topless on the couch in full view of the camera. And I was like, Madison. And she was like, yeah, hi. Hi, guys. And then everyone sort of gets a little bit flustered, and she's like, I didn't expect you guys to make such a big deal about it. I don't know.
I didn't.
I was about to make such a bad joke or say such a bad thing because I was gonna say, you said it was a Jewish camp, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, if someone farted, do they all run?
Jesus.
There goes half of our audience.
Savage.
Jesus.
There goes all the truth.
She was making such a bunch of jokes about it as well, and she's like, she was comparing it to the Girl Scout camp that she's no longer a Girl Scout because she's too old, I guess. I don't really know how Scouts work because I never was one.
I think, Jake, aren't you one?
Was.
Or was? Yeah.
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 And she became officially an adult and was no longer a Girl Scout, and she was comparing this camp that she now works at to the Girl Scout camp that she attended, and she was very happy with the showers at the Jewish camp.
Yeah.
And then she pointed that out, and then she immediately made a joke on it, and I'm like, Madison. Madison, this is terrible.
Oh boy.
And meanwhile, Weibold, being German, of course, has his share of jokes with Madison.
Oh boy.
And he's like refraining from saying anything, and then she makes that joke, and he's like, "See, I wasn't even gonna do that."
Oh no. That is terrible. That is terrible.
Here's Dank Lake, by the way.
Okay.
Kind of unassuming, but you know, lays it. Dean, was it you that was like, I can't get over the fact that there's a Dank Lake?
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
Okay, it's not going down a quick path.
I thought you
we've
lost
got
the
a-
train for
We've got a D-bar. Let's see, we need to slow down. We have a signal reading approach. I'll see what's going on down here.
Well, Ellis, how much time do we got left on this?
About 25 minutes. So I'm not gonna make it to
Alrighty.
Brandville.
Because I was gonna bring up another subject. I had a good one to bring up. I'm trying to remember what it was.
We've got
Crap. Oh, someone brought up a good. I forget who it was. If it might have been any other group or whatever. But someone brought up a good point about the show, about the series.
It sucks.
No.
Oh, okay.
Fucking terrible. No.
And we should feel bad.
No. Someone brought up a good point of like, because they were telling me, because I told them I voiced in the series or whatever, and they're like, they brought up good points on when it should actually end. Like, what's a good point for it to stop?
Oh, we thought about it.
Yeah, we've thought about that a little bit. I mean, last date for Steam operations on the IHR is in 1962. That's when the Strasburg Railroad becomes its own entity. That's when a lot of the characters are sold off and are scrapped, or some of them are gone before that. A lot of the Steam characters.
Yeah.
Except for frickin' Mark.
Yeah.
That's when the 2-foot gauge is shut down. You know,
3-foot
etc.
gate, that's the key. Gone.
Do you, like, are we gonna, I guess it's the way that someone put it, like, are you guys gonna show the badge side of the series, like, when that stuff actually happens, like, are you gonna show it?
We're
in an
gonna
episode or whatever?
try and jerk as many tears as possible. We're gonna not be like, oh, he's gone now. It's gonna be like the sad farewell.
Okay. It's just stuff that, again, stuff that he was bringing up. I like how also, again, bringing up an earlier subject, like, Jimmy, the guy who does, like, how he does all the textures and stuff.
Yeah, the reskins.
Like, for Chris, I like the Iron Horseman Railroad on on the tender. I like that, how they actually put that. And, I was also saying, I think I said it to Jake or someone else. I said the Iron Horseman Railroad coaches, like the T-70 coaches. I was like, I want this.
Yeah, I have been occasionally, you know, giving them to people for recording purposes and just every once in a while in the group. But I'm not gonna like release them without permission from Laro, and I haven't bothered contacting Laro. So it's a soon TM on that one.
And he makes a lot of good stuff too.
Laro or legal?
It's legal.
No,
Yeah.
well, no, I was actually gonna say, well, him too, but I was gonna say Laro. Laro makes a lot of good stuff.
We're still at a B-bar. We need to be a little bit more cautious than we're currently being. Where's the next signal bridge? Oh, it's right across the river, huh? Okay, I need to start slowing down.
Whoa, taking that a little fast.
Yeah, I know. We'll live.
I'm trying to think where we're at.
We're in Troy. There's Troy Yard on the map. That's why
Oh,
trains is like 5 frames a second. ATLS crossing. F you, ice cream truck! Oh, it's not an ice cream truck.
Well,
I thought that, actually, you know what, I will admit that actually kind of looked like it won for a second too.
Oh,
I mean,
Um,
like half of the things that are here are freaking ice cream trucks. All right, actually, the next thing is on the other side of Troy, so we can put them before.
Jake,
Duh.
I'll have to figure something out, but he might already be toast.
That line came out.
Yeah,
really loud.
toast.
what's that?
I know exactly what that was. That was a reference. That was a beautiful, glorious reference.
Now that we're over here, we may actually see another train. Actually, I forgot, all the AI, like, are, not all of them, but a significant portion are going to be broken because I deleted 2 of the important portals that I used to send them to.
Moron.
One of them being the Providence portal, and the other one being the Blue Sky portal.
podcast. Yo has still not updated.
He's
On the
not
stuff.
going in.
He-
He's too
he-
busy
he's
with
the-
he's too busy working on things.
Yeah.
Like Q2 hype.
No, CPT1 hype,
No.
followed by Conbell 819.
I wonder if I can get a V bar if I run wrong side. Yes, I can. All right, we're going this way.
Uh-oh.
China bar.
I said this a while ago.
So, well, I was gonna bring up a subject, but I don't want to get too dark with it, but...
Oh no.
Dank.
Alright, well...
What about
Just-
Jader are we talking about here?
No. It's the subject of... This has been coming up a lot recently. The subject of, like, people getting photos or standing on the railroad tracks. And it's the thing that has been popping up a lot recently. I mean, in the past, it's happened a lot, but now, like this year, like a lot of cases have come up. And the thing I was saying, I was like talking to one of my British friends, and he actually mentioned it on this podcast. He was on it Friday, and he said like people who do it are idiots for doing it, and they gotta pay attention to what they're doing. But in some cases, like if you go, I don't know, if it's really effective, but if you go to like an Amtrak station and you're like really close to the edge, you're not gonna hear, especially if it's a cellar, you're not gonna hear if an engine's coming that fast.
Oh, I practically got blown down the platform when I was much younger. I was standing way too close. You know how it's like, please stand behind the yellow line? I was like at the edge of the yellow line, and I mean at like the train edge. And the
Oh,
Acela
boy.
comes through Kingston Station at 150 miles an hour. It's in the 150 zone. I think it's the only station in a 150 zone where the Acela comes by at the platform, because it's only 2 tracks. So
Well, and another thing is that was really, how do I want to say? It was like really disgusting to hear, but I mean, it's what happened. Because he had friends like working. I forget if he said if it was working steam engine. I think it was steam engine. But it was like his friend or his family member or whatever. Like when they were working railroading in the past, like when steam was still around. Because in the UK, steam ran a long time.
she ran forever in the UK.
It ran
Yeah.
till 68.
He told me, and not just me, but other people, he said there were stories of people that would go on the track, and when they would hit people, the heads would fly into the cabs and land on their laps.
Oh.
That's what would happen. Like,
Jesus.
that's how bad it
How?
got. I don't know how, but when you're going that fast, like, anything could happen, because especially if it was, like, mainline steam, it, like, hitting it that fast, like, of course, like, maybe a head could fly back there or whatever, but, which, by the way, brings up another interesting point, going back to America.
America.
Becky. One of my UK friends, I just reminded myself of it. One of my UK friends argued that 7002 did not hold the speed record.
You mean the speed braking, like
Yeah.
the braking of the speed. You know what you would call it.
Yeah, the speed barrier. I think what was it? Sound barrier,
They,
speed
no,
barrier,
they called
whatever.
it the speed barrier.
Sound
I remember because
barrier.
it was lame. I was like, they didn't have a defined like position, so they, because it wasn't anything really significant other than a 3-digit number that was arbitrarily decided. Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't believe that actually happened. I was like, even though it was not recorded, it did actually happen. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing, like the thing with even though this was recorded, the thing with the Lindbergh engine, like it racing the plane, that actually happened.
Full Express.
Hi, Scrubshire.
Scrubshire.
Okay, it's like
Oh
the
god, it
lame
looks so
Berkshire.
ugly.
It is so ugly. Oh no, you weren't supposed to cut in front of me, you bastard. Okay, whatever.
Wait.
I'll have to juke him. Watch.
Oh, another thing here. Oh, here's something I was gonna talk about, bring up. That was interesting. Again with UK stuff. I think I brought this up with Jake too, and I brought it up with other people. But it was this thing of, what would happen in the off chance, because I know it would never happen, but in the off chance that an American engine went to the UK and got converted to its like the railway standards over there.
You would have to shave a lot off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, in the off chance, though, like, it kept everything. Just saying, like, it kept, like, everything to it, but they had to change the knuckle coupler to the hook and chain or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
It would hit the
Okay.
first bridge it came to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just saying, overall,
Wham!
like,
Wham!
if you-
Ow! Ow!
Yeah.
Ow! My head! Ow! My head!
which is funny, because someone said if you put a T1 on UK railway, it would destroy the platforms.
It would destroy
Sure, it
everything.
would.
It would destroy the rails. It would destroy the platforms. It would destroy the bridges and the tunnels.
But no, I was
Sky,
saying
yeah.
just you just take out. I don't want to say reality, but like take out a bunch of things. But think about it this way: if you put an American engine on UK tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
An American engine can pull a lot more than a British engine. Like, say for example, I'll use this example. I told this to Jimmy. Actually, that's who I talked to.
Of the
was
same
Jimmy.
wheel arrangement.
Tyler,
And
there's
Brad-
a quote.
Yes.
We don't haul wagons, we haul houses.
Yeah. But I use the example, like, if you put a PRM1 on UK standard stuff and it was pulling a freight train over there and their standards, a M1 could pull a whole hell of a lot more than what America has with rolling stock. Like, over there, I would say probably if it was a bunch of like British rolling stock together, just like the freight stuff, not passenger. An M1, because I did the math, I believe I did it right. Because UK stuff is a lot lighter in rolling stock to America. So an M1 could probably easily pull 70 pieces or 70 cars of rolling stock in the UK, if it could.
It could easily pull 70 cars here.
But the question
So-
is, can we get a cab forward through the channel?
No.
That would be interesting.
It were just no.
Thud doesn't fit.
Nope, doesn't work.
It's
We're
like
gonna have to
trying
send it back
anal
home.
for the first time. That was a horrible analogy.
By the way, I think one of the funny things is when did Flying Scotsman come to the U.S.?
Flying
War
Scotsman
70.
came to the US.
Two, I think.
When was it?
I want to say 1972.
72 sounds right.
I think
I'm
that
gonna-
may be the last time. Actually, no. It may have seen it again since then, thanks to our
I'm
very
gonna-
own very own F. Nelson Blount. But
Oh, look at
I think that was the last time that Boston South Station. Whoops, I forgot that the speed limit drops because it's Star
Okay.
Trek.
Well,
That Boston South Station saw steam.
and also with the World's Fair, we also had the Duchess of Hamilton come
That's
out.
right.
And actually, fun fact, I didn't know this until recently. They actually wanted have City of Truro come out here too, but that never happened.
No, you know what I want? I want the Smithsonian to get operational and put bigger wheels, like the old style, the bigger wheels on the 999. Get the City of Truro out here and race.
Smithsonian doesn't own 999.
I know who owns the 999.
Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago.
Oh, okay. I knew it was a big museum. I did not know.
Rumor is it might be coming up for sale.
Oh.
Okay, well, somebody buy it, put the big wheels back on it.
Yeah.
Because it's
There's the
disappointing
body.
with the small wheels.
Well, they
It
have
puts
like
in our
80s
New
on
York
it.
Central engine.
Bye.
Oh.
Sit.
Stop. Turkeys, please, stop.
I'm gonna look up on Steam Locomotive what size 999's bigger wheels were.
I think they're like in like 80s, like 89, 90-inch gyro. I can't remember.
They were big.
Yeah,
It was
you guys
slippery
were right.
as
They were so
hell.
big they
They were
stuck
big.
up through the running boards.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys were right, by the way.
There's pictures right here.
1972 to 1973, the Flying Scotsman was in the U.S.
Yeah, 72 technically, yeah. Driver... Yeah, 86.5.
Which actually brings up an interesting question. If you guys, like, okay, Ellis, like, if you could own any UK steam engines, what would you own?
Any UK steam engines?
Yeah.
I don't know too much about UK steam, to be completely honest. I'm kind of ignorant and stuff like that. There's a bunch
You
of
know what?
Telescoping Bradlow.
You know what might be a good answer?
what?
S160.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Does that
they
count?
were both American and British. Which I have those, I have that in railway. Yes, but
Yeah, I do too.
really good. Okay, then we'll switch it around. We'll put it to this topic. If you could have any American engine.
T1.
Yeah.
And T1.
Does it have
You know what I would have.
Q2 hype. No. No, you know what I want? Well, actually, because I'd want something to take, that can take you across country, basically.
T1.
Something that won't be limited. And yeah, T1 would be really good. T1 would be really cool. But I think it's
I would want an M1 just for the sake of like how much of a powerhouse it is. Number one, but number two, I really love M1s.
No, you know what I want? I want an A1 class. An A1 class Berkshire, like 1400 from the B&A.
Meh. Go with a WNLE or an NKP or PM Burke.
Nah, I think they're too new. I want the OG Burke.
You know what? Screw it. Ellis?
Yeah.
I want Wheeling and Lake Erie Burke, number 824, because I have the number board off it.
No, get me a you know that Wabash engine, Wabash 573? That's I think it's St. Louis.
Yeah.
Give me that one.
Which one?
It's a mobile.
Oh.
You know why?
Why?
Because it was built here.
You know what? Really? Why not go with NCN SDL 576? Formerly streamlined, all roller bearing, great shape, in restoration. It's got all sorts of crazy good things going for it.
Oh yeah, again we didn't specify that it had to be in restoration or
Yeah,
good condition.
we didn't say that didn't
No.
exist. God damn it, Jader. Or TBA. One of the two.
What?
One of the two made all of my 100-mile-an-hour speed signs disappear.
Oh, God.
I just thought of a funny spoiler meme when CSX starts to gain money. No.
No.
No,
Don't stay on track.
no make money, Darrell.
Or CSX
Indeed.
crash, smash, and explode.
Look who we're catching up to.
I have a possible zombie train locomotive.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
As long as it's not 1218.
Hey, that's on there still.
No!
Impractical.
No, it's not!
1218's not
Yeah,
practical.
It's the opposite of practical.
I said impractical.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's practical.
Oh, I
Yeah,
just
like
had
that
a good
exactly.
one.
Bye,
I
buddy.
just had a good
Bye,
one, Ella.
buddy.
Guys,
You're
I
old,
just had
slow, and outdated.
I just had a really good one. Basil for president.
Gotcha. He would get so flustered. Like somebody would like he'd enter the presidential debate and then someone would say something and he'd
Or
just
no,
be
no, no,
like,
not
what?
No, not Basil. Charlie, that's who I meant.
Oh God. He'd be the equivalent. He'd be the equivalent of like electing Ron Swanson.
Oh, actually no. I'm gonna bug Ellis here. You know why?
Why?
Dave president.
Oh my.
We're gonna build a wall.
Oh God.
A wall would not be advisable. Do you understand that?
Where the hell is
Man,
Granville?
start joining for president.
No.
Yes.
You know what? Andy's made enough speeches. Andy for
Yeah,
president.
Andy. I specifically right now. You know, he was pretty verbose, and you know that was kind of necessary. And even Weibold warned me as I was writing it. He's like, "You're getting kind of preachy," and I'm like, "I know I'm getting kind of preachy. That's exactly what I'm trying to do." And since then, I've tried to make Andy like exceptionally verbose. You know, not in the Williams way where he just can't control the words that are spilling out of his mouth, but in that he will never use. Oh crap! I just set that switch the wrong way.
Way to go.
We're gonna roll across that, go in the opposite direction, but that's fine. Like he will never use, you know, one or two words where you can otherwise write a speech. And you know that's why when he says to Cole, "Oh, for once I'm lost for words,"
Yeah.
you know.
See, that was great because I actually screwed up the line and then went, "Oh wait, that's what I was supposed to do,"
Yeah.
and continued from there.
I noticed that. I was like, did he just ad-lib that, or
My God, what is that, Kavan?
why is the speed limit 20 over here? Why did I do that to myself? The speed limit over that interlocking, the speed limit drops from 100 miles an hour to 20,
No warning.
and that's why the cop would sit right there with the radar gun.
I would have to, going on episodes and stuff, I would just also say that, I loved, as Ellis knows, I loved working the episodes I was in, especially playing MacArthur was
Yeah.
very fun. I love,
And then I got to shoot you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad he got. I was like, oh, we totally bring you back. Too bad he got shot.
Yeah.
See,
I like,
I find that great because me and Tyler have known each other for years.
yeah, we're best friends, and yet
And
we
in
fight
real
in
life,
this
we're all
episode.
great for each other. And yet, in that one episode, he tries to arrest me. Heck, every time he showed up, for the most part, in Iron Horseman, he's tried to arrest me
Or
or kill me
get after him.
or shoot me. It's great.
Except not for the, not for the episode recently with,
No,
with Charlie.
not the retainer episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Which is still
Retainer.
funny
Power.
because
Thank you.
and also, I made it a point as well because I said to Jake jokingly, he's like, I love the Penzi, yet I yell at Johnson in this episode, in the MacArthur episode, and I call him a communist, which I'm like, I'm like shunning myself, but also like in the Retainer episode, I say that Dan, what was the line?
Oh yeah, like some sort of standardized superhero.
Oh, at least I don't wear some keystone like some standardized superhero, Super Zero, if you ask me.
And then Dan has arguably the best line of the episode. I'm the freaking
super
super
duper
duper chief. we need to make like, you know, like a some sort of. Now I want an election episode for president of the railroad, and one of Dan's platforms is he'll rename the Hawk to the Super Duper Chief.
Oh no. I think also someone should just go through the entire series and make like a updated, or not updated, but like well, they would update it, but just make like a best lines or best sayings compilation.
Best of the Iron Horseman.
Yeah, I know one of them's gonna be the hey Adam, what's that? That's the switch stand used for change track. Thank you, and that's his bird.
That is bird. It tweet.
But
see, I have to attribute so many of these great moments to Wilo because, you know,
because he wrote that.
Well, he writes so much good and so much funny stuff. Like, you know, admittedly, I try to be a lot more on the ball with consistency and this, that, and the other, but he just writes and it comes out fantastic.
Also, yeah, so
we're here by the way. This is Brandville.
Oh boy, I also love in the episode, like, hey, go back to 1870 where you belong, cowboy. Hey, you wouldn't know 1870 had hit you upside the head. You're practically a baby. Hey, baby, hey, you.
See this here? This is my company. I'm just a mechanic on the side of things. You know how it goes.
Like a side job.
The cereal business, I mean, it makes me a lot of money, pays for, that's why I'm happy to put in the overtime work off the books.
Wow, Kellogg, I didn't know off on the side in secret that you...
The Kellogg's family.
I'm surprised. It's just, now we just learned that off to the side. Kellogg runs a drug business.
That's what I didn't do. Oh, God. There's an industry at White Creek, and it's called Big Joe Manufacturing.
Oh, my God.
And there was a Penske boxcar sitting outside, and I was going to grab a photo, and I didn't.
All right. Well, anyways, that's the end of Sunday driving. We've covered a lot of interesting topics.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do really what I want to do. Like, I want to devote Sunday driving sometimes a little bit more to
the driving.
Viewer stuff, like viewer input and whatnot. Like last time we went through all the character suggestions, and that was great. So I don't think anybody's. I still don't think anybody's made a episode suggestion thread on Reddit. So I should go over there and do that. But anyways,
I should get Reddit.
Yeah, you should get Reddit, like the whole thing. Yeah. Alright, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Train Man.
No, Keith.
Dean.
The Berkshire person, me.
Oh boy, it's Tyler.
Is that everyone? Out.